Shit's fucking working. No, I don't think it is. Did they change the fucking you? What the fuck, bro? Hold on. So how the hell do I? Oh, okay. So I think the green dot means that there's audio coming out. Yo, every time I go live, it seems like they change like how this shit works. All right. Um, I want to double check this though, so we're gonna open up the stream in another tag just to make sure that people can actually hear me. I had one live in the past where I was talking and there was no audio, so now I like to make sure that my shit is going through. Oh, okay. Looks like it. All right, close that. People be getting on my case about having a million tags open. All right, so I tried like 5 different times to make a video talking about what I want to talk about, and it failed every single time. Either because I just, whatever, right? So I'm going to try to talk about this live in one go. And if for some fucking reason it still doesn't come out the way I want it to come out, oh well, we'll try again next week or something. Actually, Triple Q, I'm glad you're here because this stream is going to be talking about you and people like you. Um, I screenshotted all of the comments you made actually the first couple of times I tried to make this video, but I was unmotivated. But since you're here, this is actually perfect because you can hear what I'm going to say. And if you have any refutes, you can try your hardest, to refute what I'm going to talk about. So, to give you guys a synopsis on why I want to talk about Hypocrisy 101. It's no secret that the cattle orcs don't actually. People like Triple Q and most people, they operate on a do what I say, not as I do. You, for example, Triple Q, you have admitted that Logan and Matthew and Mason Ironside, you have admitted that these 3 guys, you turn a blind eye to what you claim you're against just because they're, quotes, not as bad as me and because they're angels compared to a devil like me. This is what you've said. I thought about banning you immediately, to be blunt with you, because I can tolerate trolling, but blatant fucking hypocrisy kind of pisses me off. Especially if you're going to claim to be against pedophilia, really be against it. Don't only have a problem with it if you think one person you dislike is doing it, but 3 other people who you like, you turn a blind eye to because they're, quote, not as bad as the other person. I'm actually still considering banning Triple Q because, like, that just rubbed me the wrong way. How do you make comments after comments after comments claiming you're against something that most of the world pretends to treat seriously, yet then you have 3 people who you enable, who you support because they're, quote, not it. Don't try to lie, Triple Q. I saved the comments just in case you try to go back and delete it. And so using myself as an example, these last 5 years, I've cut off people who were extremely close to me, some of my closest friends. I've cut them off not because of some morality bullshit, because I already know that nobody actually follows their rules of morality, right? Triple Q, for example, he turns a blind eye to 3 people who he know does the shits because they're, quote, go back and read the comments if anybody thinks I'm making this up. because they're, quote, not as bad as me and they're angels compared to a devil like me. And you see, I'm getting mad just talking about, because I don't understand how. I mean, let me get through this. Let me get through this. I'm having the same problem I had when I tried to make this the first time. So these people operate on a do as I say, not as I do, right? None of these people actually follow their own rules of morality. They'll claim they're against murder or rape or pedophilia or thievery or whatever. They'll claim they're against this shit when it benefits them to do so in order to fit in with other people, and they'll turn a blind eye. Their rules of morality, they'll turn a blind eye to it if it's one of their closest friends or if it's somebody who can do something for them, such as give them favors, powers, etc. I don't operate on morality, triple Q, and I don't hide that. Neither do you. This is the difference, right? I don't hide that I don't make my decisions based off of a moral compass. I'm completely immoral. I only care about what is true, what is natural, and what is logical. When I cut people off, it's because they've either gone against what is natural, I've caught them in a lie, or they're being illogical when there's no natural reason to be illogical. I'll give you guys an example. Those of y'all who follow me from Pirate 101, y'all know I used to do 3v3s with a guy named Travis, right? Travis was one of my closest friends. He actually did me a big favor. Like, when I stopped living with my mom, he actually did me a huge favor. I met Travis back in like 2015, 2014. I've known him for a very long time, right? When I met him at the time, he was like a sophomore in high school. I quit the game. I came back and he was about to graduate and he was like sad and shit. I've told this story on a different video. I can't be fucked to remember which video it is, but he was like sad and shit. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, Chris, man, I don't want to be a doctor, because that's what his plan was. He was going to graduate, go to college, get a medical degree. He was going to try to be a doctor, right? And I'm like, well, then what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to be a chef. So I'm like, be a chef. What the fuck? Do what you want. Yeah, man, because again, Travis is Indian, right? You know how Asian families are. You got to be a doctor or a lawyer, right? But my dad, right? Because he wanted to be a doctor for his dad. And what I'm about to say is probably going to rub some of y'all, you little morality fuckers, those of y'all that follow morals, what I'm about to say is probably going to rub y'all the wrong way. I told it to him this way. Travis, someday your dad will be dead. He won't be on planet Earth anymore. He won't be here. You're going to be stuck in a profession that makes you miserable for a dude who's no longer here. This is your life. You got to do what makes you happy. Right? Conversation went on a little bit longer than that, but that's the synopsis. So instead of going to college to pursue medical school, he was following his dreams. He was on the way to becoming a chef. He got some cooking jobs. He was rising up the little chef hierarchy, right? So keep in mind, this conversation was like 2016, 17, right? Whenever the fuck he graduated. So from there up until like 2022, so he was like really following his dream. And this is when his energy was the strongest. He was getting good results in real life. He also came out about his sexuality, despite knowing that, you know, his parents might have a problem with that. And his energy was strong. He was happy. He was doing what he wanted. Shortly after he helped me with a real life situation, he basically told me that he gave up on. Well, this is the thing. He didn't, and this is part of what annoyed me. He lied about it. because me and the cup, we caught him in some pretty big lies. That's already, with me, if I'm not close to you and I catch you in a lie, you're done. I just stop talking to you. If I have some type of rapport or relationship with you, I give you a warning. Like, listen, I know you're not telling me the truth. Here's the proof. Don't do it again or you're done, right? And again, this is not for some moral shit. Let me finish the story. I'm going to deliver the coup de grace. So 2022, we basically called him in some pretty big lies, and he admitted in the end that he gave up on his dreams. And, I meditated for a little bit, and I did what I had to do, man. Cut him off, didn't talk to him anymore. Last time I spoke to him was because I found a chick in real life that looks like him, and I wanted to get him to take a picture because I sent him a picture of the chick. He doesn't like to admit that he has family members all across the world, but that was just on some fun jokey shit. As far as actually talking to the dude seriously, it's never going to happen again. Now, I don't cut people off based on some morality shit. Something that I talk about all the time is that you attract what you are. Hypocrites attract hypocrites. I have dreams that I actively pursue every day. How can I pursue my dreams and then have a guy in my corner who abandoned his? If I kept dude around, again, because you attract what you are, hypocrites attract hypocrites. If I kept one hypocrite around, one would become three would become nine would become 81. Okay? People think this is insane, but weak energy gradually has an effect on you. Now, I don't just immediately cut close friends off when they show little signs of weakness. We called him in some pretty big lies, and then we found out the reason he was telling those big lies is because he gave up on his dreams and he didn't want to tell us. You got to get out of here, right? So if somebody I know is operating in a manner that contradicts with the way I operate, they gotta go. And again, this is me, the dude that doesn't have morals, actually following what the fuck I talk about. My problem with guys like Triple Q, notice how he's saying all of this shit about pedophilia, but again, he go back and read the comments. He turned a blind eye to Matthew, Logan, and Mason Ironside because they, quote, aren't as bad as me and are angels compared to a devil like me. Again, I thought about banning him immediately when I read that because it pisses me off thinking about it right now, to be honest with you. But I got to get through this live. Let me finish talking about what I want to talk about. You attract what you are. Triple Q started this path. I don't even remember when I met Triple Q, to be honest with you. I've known Triple Q for a very long time as well. Not as long as Travis, but I've known Triple Q for a couple of years now, man. Initially, when I met him, I kind of treated him like he was a little kid because he acted like a little kid, right? Then I found out the dude is a grown-ass man, almost from my generation. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And I think he said he had autism or something. He said he had something, right? I don't remember what he said he had, but it was something that, okay, this is why you act like a kid. Triple Q tried to start this path. He changed his Discord to Super Saiyan Goku and then made a status called I've Ascended after he learned what he needed to learn, right? He deleted his Discord. I didn't see him again for a year later. He made a complete 180, and now he wants to destroy nature. Why does he want to destroy nature? Why does his avatar on YouTube why is his avatar on YouTube a picture of Zeno wiping the whole multiverse. Why is his name for that YouTube channel I oppose the source nature? I'm going to tell you guys why. Look at the lifestyle he's living. On the internet, when other people are watching, he'll claim he's against something, but behind the scenes, he's turning a blind eye to motherfuckers who, I got a video where one of the people that I mentioned, Logan, he admitted it on video that he's doing the shit that Triple Q's talking about. That video has 1,000 views, so everybody in that community saw it because that community only has 20 people that play the fucking game. So, and again, y'all can go back and look at the proof. Triple Q defended this guy and said he's not as bad as me. And then he defended Matthew, the dude who made the guy a moderator. That Discord, like, Power 101 now has an official Discord, so this is all history, but it's just crazy, right? Every day they would talk about me and make all kinds of accusations, but then they made a dude a moderator who's actually guilty of the shit that they accused me of. He admitted it out of his own mouth. And of course, what the fuck did Logan say? That it's not as bad as what Chris does. You notice this shit with all the fucking cattle orcs, with all the fucking hypocrites. They turn a blind eye to their morality when it comes to certain people, and the excuse that you always hear them see is not as bad. Fuck. I'm getting so angry I'm coughing. Let me breathe. Guys like Triple Q are lucky that the laws of man protect pieces of shit. Because, oh man, my eyes are getting red, man. I'm getting really fucking angry, man. I just don't understand how people like this can claim to have morals. How people like this can claim to be against something, yet then turn a blind eye to 3 people who he know does the shit, but says that, like, and one of the fucking dudes, like, oh man, I gotta calm down. I want to hurt this guy, bro. Like, we used to beat people like this up, bro. Like, oh, let me chill, man. People like this couldn't leave the house, right? Like in 2025, we make fun of people not leaving the house. When I fuck that shit. Back then, people like him really couldn't leave the house. If you were to come outside and say that you're against whatever, cool, we're going to observe you. But then if we find out that you just turned a blind eye to something you say you're against, you got to get an ass whooping. The whole block's going to beat you every time you step outside the house. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. We had a situation. Again, I was, 13, 14 years old, freshman in high school. Again, I was involved. This is one of the times I got caught. I was involved with the malicious destruction of property. You know what I'm saying? The police got called, right? They surround us. Nobody saying nothing except the one fat guy. Well, there were 2 fat guys, and they both were kind of whatever, right? But the fattest of the fat guys just sitting there snicking. Keep in mind, right? This is a different hoodie, obviously. I can't fit any of the clothes that I had when I was 13. But I had a red hoodie like this because red's my favorite color, right? I had a red hoodie. And, Mr. Fatty McFat was sitting there. Yeah, man, dude with the red hoodie, you mind just fucking singing like a canary. This guy was on some Triple Q shit. He claimed that he was against snitching, yet when it was time to go to war, dude is sitting there singing like a canary. So, yeah, I figured, fuck it. And I kind of broke street code too, because I self-snitched, right? I'm like, all right, y'all got me, take me to jail. I did it. And then, they arrested me, and 3 of us. They arrested 4 of us out of 6. You know what I'm saying? They took us to jail, whatever, right? My mom and dad, they came to jail. My mom, dad, and my brother. And this is the shit that pisses me off, right? Those of y'all who have stalked me, y'all know that my brother has an extensive criminal record. Y'all know my mom has a criminal record. She has a domestic abuse charge. The whole reason my dad got custody of me is because my mom and her mom, on some hood shit, they beat the crap out of my dad with their shoes, right? They got arrested, domestic abuse charge, dad got custody of me, right? So, but they all unified together. These felonies are way worse than my shit wasn't even a felony. It was a misdemeanor. I got charged with disorderly conduct, right? So the drug dealer guy who did 10 years in prison, the domestic abuse chick, and my dad doesn't have a criminal record, but he does crimes too. Y'all want to lecture me about law and breaking the law when all of you fuckers are criminals? Really? This is I don't understand how these people can fucking wake up in the morning, contradict everything they say, right? Triple Q and all of these people. You're gonna lecture me about breaking the law when all of y'all are fucking criminals, and then you motherfuckers on YouTube wonder why I don't talk to these people anymore? Whatever, let me finish the story. So, you know what I'm saying? They lecture me, they bail me out. They call my friend's mother because the correctional officers didn't call his mother. they had no plans. I overheard one of them saying they had no plans on it, right? Gotta love corruption in Baltimore City. So they bail me out. Next day, we go back to the park because criminals just love returning to the scene of the crime, right? So we returned to the scene of the crime, right? We went back to the park, saw one of our homeboys. We told him what happened. Right, we told him about the snitcher, Mr. Fatty McFat. El Fatso McTubby tries to walk down to the park. So my homeboy Lavelle was like, "Hey, Chris, ain't that the snitch guy?" I'm like, "Yeah, nah, go tell that snitch guy he's not welcomed around here." Now, again, Lavelle is from California, right? He's Paru. So he wasn't playing. So I walked up to the fat guy. I don't even remember. I think his name was like Jaquan or something. I don't know. I even remember his fucking name. I never really liked the guy, but whatever, right? This was my chance to get rid of him legally. So I walked up to him and I basically bluntly told him, "Listen, man, for your own safety, you shouldn't come back here." So he looked at me and then he looked at the boy Kyle. "All right, man, see you around." So they walk away, and Kyle was like, "Yo, why did you snitch, yo?" I didn't see that guy again for like 5 years. You attract what you are. Let me bring it back to Triple Q. The whole reason he abandoned this path is because as a hypocrite, he only attracted more hypocrites. That's why he's always so angry. Deep down inside, he may actually have a problem with pedophilia. I don't know, right? You can never tell with these people. Because if I got a problem with something, I'm not hanging around you. Not like I was close to Travis, but he abandoned his dreams, so we had to go, right? I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it. You know what I'm saying? I cut off many people who I was close to because, this path, because you attract what you are, man. I can't keep hypocrites around or I'm going to attract hypocrites. If I keep hypocrites around, I'm going to end up like Triple Q, always angry, always bitching, right? Triple Q may have a problem with pedophilia. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, he turns a blind eye to people doing it if they're his friends. This is why he's always angry. This is why he's always miserable, because his circle is nothing but hypocrites. You can't grow with hypocrites in your circle. And it isn't just me, right? People have accused my friends group of being a cult. It's not that we're a cult, you just attract what you are. There's certain things that are not going to be tolerated. If you're abandoning your dreams, you're done. We can't hang around you. How can we pursue our dreams if you are gonna abet? Like, we can't keep people in the circle that are not gonna follow their dreams. Now I know you morality fuckers, you people of Asian parents. Yeah, but I have dreams, but my dad though. Fuck that shit, bro. I'm on this planet. This is my life. I'm following my dreams. I don't give a fuck about the dreams other people have for me. But yeah, I'm so fucking angry, bro. Like, thinking about all, I just don't understand how people like Triple Q. I don't understand how you guys can fucking sleep at night knowing y'all wake up as hypocrites, bro. I would have more respect for you, Triple Q, if you just admitted I only have a problem with pedophilia when my friends aren't doing it. If you just admitted that, I would still want to kick your ass because you're still being a hypocrite, but you're being an honest hypocrite, right? Like, and it's not just him. You guys got to understand, I got a very large sample size to go off of. If Freeze actually showed up for, like, I mean, he did show up and he trolled, right? If he actually intended to have a real debate, these were the points I was going to rehash because I have proof in my evidence folder because I know who Freeze is, okay? I have proof of him turning a blind eye to the shit, and I was going to bring it up in the debate if he actually, decided to have a real serious debate. And this is how most of the world is. None of these people actually follow any sort of morality, but the cattle orcs, they understand that if they pretend to stand for something, they now have resources. They now have other people that are pretending to follow the same shit. They can band together and they can isolate people who aren't pretending to be with their program. So I understand why they do it. But behind closed doors, all of these people are doing. Here's what I've noticed, because I got a large sample size to go off of. Logan only started those rumors about me when he began to have a problem with me. And he began to have a problem with me because his girlfriend admits, well, they're not dating anymore, but at the time, his girlfriend said out loud in a video call, in the Skype call, that she fucks other men. What a great relationship, right? And we started calling him the cuck because of this. Like, those of y'all from Pirate 101, if you ever wonder why he's called Cuck Master Logan, this is why. So I started making fun of him for it because you're a bitch. Like, your girlfriend is bragging about fucking other guys in front of people, and you're just tolerating it. So yeah, I started making fun of him for it, and he started hating me for it, right? Now, I will admit, I know what Logan was doing myself. I knew Logan was like this myself, but the difference is I'm not like Triple Q. I'm not going on the internet acting like I have fucking morals, right? So when Logan started projecting, it's like, oh, here's the proof, right? Well, actually, this is the funny thing. I didn't even post the proof. All I did was tell Devin to type in their Discord. You claim you're against pedophilia, but you made Logan a moderator. That's all I told him to type. I thought he was going to deny it. But to my surprise, he admitted he does the shit. And I'm just like, oh, this is a perfect video. So I posted the video. Video was still up on the channel. It's called Pirate 101 Players Don't Actually Have a Problem with Pedophilia. I think. And I'm not even supposed to be saying the word because apparently that word can get your stream taken down. Fuck that shit, right? I'm not holding back. But I understand why they do it. The cattle orcs pretend to have morals because it gives them the ability to band together and then attack the isolated units that isn't pretending to conform with their morals. Do I still have the card? I would need to find it. This year alone, I've had 3 church girls give me their church cards, right? Christian girls give me their church cards, right? Gluttony is a sin. All 3 of these girls were gluttonous. All 3 of them were fat. So each time I just looked at him, I'm like, you're one of those. There was a chick I was trying to date who was in a religious cult. It's funny because we fell asleep on the call once, and then she started acting completely different, right? She acted like I took her virginity when all we did was sleep in the call. And this, I'm going to give you guys some game. This is why hypocrisy happens in the first place, because religion and morality obeys you to act in a way that contradicts the laws of nature. I know a lot of you guys don't see women as humans, but women are human beings. They have sexual desires just like men do. So you can put a woman in a religious cult and you can tell her, don't hang around men, don't sleep with men, don't have sexual desires until you get married. But nature always wins, guys. And with her, nature won, right? She got vulnerable. We fell asleep together in the call. I didn't think anything of it, right? I sent her some messages the next day and she started acting fucking like she really acted like I took her virginity. She really acted like I made her betray God. No, God made you betray nature because God ordered you to disobey your natural desires. And this is what I always try to warn people. What you naturally desire will physically manifest one way or another. In the case of Triple Q and in the case of Logan, it physically manifests into them pretending to be against something that they're doing behind the scenes. Now, I haven't gotten Triple Q to admit what he is yet, but he's slipping. The angrier he gets, the more he begins to truly reveal what he actually is. When he admitted in my comments section that he turns a blind eye to something that he claims he's against just because Logan, Matthew, and Mason are not as bad as me and are angels compared to a devil like me, I wanted to ban him. Like that level of hypocrisy, I wanted to fucking do some permanent shit to this guy. Unfortunately, you know what? I'm not. That could get me in trouble. The inner voice said not yet. He's still useful. Keep him around for now. And I'm glad I did. Look at the shit that he's blabbing about, bro. He's not directly addressing what I've said about him. He's not directly addressing the fact that he turns a blind eye to 3 people who he know does the shit, but comes on my channel every day claiming he's against the shit. Like, if I ever get my hands on it, let me calm down. YouTube, this is just for satire and comment, and I can't even fucking say the shit correct. I'm so fucking angry, man. Oh my. The law protects pieces of shit. How is a dude like this, who's allowed to fucking lie and act like he's against something while behind the scenes supporting 3 people that do this? How is he allowed to walk around with no permanent scars on his body? Like, bro, like, we used to fucking throw guys like this in trash cans. If you claim to be against something, and when the time comes from you to stand on that and you don't, something had to happen to you, man. But I get it, man. This new generation, y'all are all about hugging and kissing and kumbaya. Y'all like to do peaceful protests. Y'all like to be anti-violent, even though the country was founded on violence. I get it, right? And this is another thing, right? I was going to make a video specifically talking about the trans shit, but let me ask you guys something, okay? Is it natural to make a mockery out of the universe and tell the universe that you're a different sex than what you're born as? Think about what the fuck I just said. You were born a male. You want to insult the universe around you and say that I don't have a dick, even though you have a dick. I'm a woman, even though you don't have a vagina. Transphobia means the hatred and dislike of trans people. I don't hate nor dislike trans people. What I hate and dislike is you people walking around thinking that the laws of nature don't apply to you. You can be whatever the fuck you want, but there's natural consequences for that. You, for example, okay, Triple Q, the whole reason you abandon this path is because you want to be a hypocrite, and you're seeing firsthand that hypocrites don't get rewarded. You claim you're against pedophilia, but 3 of your friends that do the shit, you turn a blind eye to because they, quote, aren't as bad as me and are angels compared to a devil like me. Don't try to go back and delete your comments. I already saved them because I was going to make this video before, but I got too fucking angry and it just didn't happen. So... Oh, and speaking of people deleting the comments, Mr. Cube deleted his question before I could even answer him. Oh, no, that was Chicken that asked the question. Do the elites know that religion is all? Chicken, bro, the elite made your religion. The elite, the people that actually run this game, they've never worshipped anything. They make the shit for you guys to follow. As above, so below. The ruling elites do what the cattle orcs do. Do as I say, not as I do. They make these laws and rules of morality for you guys to follow, but they're not following any of that shit. They tell you guys not to murder, but they murder. They tell you guys to go for old busted trash, but they go for women in their prime. They tell you guys to follow a god, but they only follow the laws of nature. So no, the ruling elite don't follow any of this shit. They make the shit for you to follow so that you never see what's really going on. So I also made an Order 44 video, Star Wars, bro. Yo, this dude, bro, if I ever get my hands on this guy, man, I just don't like, bro, how can you say you're against pedophilia and then support 3 fucking people that do? No, Triple Q, you're the one that's lucky. You're lucky that the laws of man protect people like you. People like you should have the green light, man. You should have scars all over your body for this level of hypocrisy. But if anybody decides to do what is natural to you, the cattle orcs with their stupid laws of morality, no violence, bro. You gotta hug it out and kiss it out. You gotta get in the boxing ring. Fuck that shit, bro. You're the one that's lucky. Because if anybody does to you what should be done to you, they're gonna go to prison. You're the one that's lucky, man. I do got a scar, Triple Q. Yeah. I got a couple of scars, you feel me? Y'all probably can't see that. But yeah. I got a couple of scars, man. I got a bunch on my back as well, but I'm not going to stand up and turn around. I got scars, man. I don't just talk, bro. It is what it is, man. I've been in some shit, you feel me? No, Cube. The one on my head was I got hit over the head with a handgun. When I was 15. 10th grade year, people broke in my house and one of them hit me over the head with a handgun. Yeah, I got real scars. I got real scars, right? I'm not one of these nerds on the internet whose only scars come from fucking falling while they were running track or I get a little wrestling. No, like I really come on, man. We ain't gonna get into all that, but like, unlike Triple Q, I really it is what it is, man. Yeah, I don't know if I ever told that story on video or not, but all the energy you put out eventually comes back to you, man. You know, even back when I was 15, even though I never found out who did it, I already knew it was just the energy I put out coming back to me, man. I used to fucking bully people. I used to throw people in trash cans, you know, all because I was having a bad day. And then one day, one night, I'm the one who got bullied. So when it happened, I wasn't even angry, man. This is why I try to warn you people. All the energy you put out eventually returns to you. Triple Q thinks there's no consequences for being a hypocrite. But why do you guys think he wants to destroy nature? He wants to be a hypocrite with no consequence, but he's seeing the consequences. He has to hang around other hypocrites because nobody who gets it wants to hang around him. Yarvis, bro, I'm not. It ain't gonna be no fucking box. Well, let me rephrase that. He can bring boxing gloves. He can bring his boxing. If I ever get my hands on this dude, it's not. Come on, man. I don't want to go to prison, but if I ever get my hands on this guy, it's come on, man, come on, bro. And y'all, and I ain't no stranger. You feel me? Let me chill out, man. Let me not let this dude put me in a negative state of mind. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't be remembering. Like, one of the creepiest things I ever experienced was when there was this dude named Nogger. He made a soundboard of me, bro. I don't be remembering what I be saying in videos, but and this is why Triple Q needs to have permanent injuries on his body. Because this dude doesn't leave the house, he doesn't know that as a former correctional officer, my personnel file is public record. You can, but this would require leaving the house. You can literally walk to Pikesville, where the headquarters of DPSCS is, the Department of Public Safety and Corrections. You can literally walk to the fucking headquarters, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. You can FOIA my personnel file, and you'll see I don't have a single use of force when I was a correctional officer. Now, I came close. There were a couple of close calls, but I don't have a single case where I had to put my hands on an inmate. But I brutalized inmates, right? Triple Q. See, and this is what I mean. Guys like this, they don't live in reality. They don't live in facts. They sit around making up shit. Oh, now I didn't get caught. Okay, Triple Q. There. How many cameras are in a fucking jail? Now, I will admit half of the cameras didn't work, but how many cameras do y'all think are in the fucking jail, bro? But now I didn't get caught. Even though in 2018, the same year where I stopped being a correctional officer, 20 officers that I knew all got arrested for beating up inmates. But I love this. Triple Q was saying that I'm so intelligent that out of the 20, that I'm the only one who didn't get caught. They arrested a whole fucking task force, 20 officers for beating up inmates, but I'm the only one who didn't get caught. I love it, man. If you think I'm so intelligent that I can do the shit better than 20 other veterans of the force who have been in law enforcement for 10, 20, if you think I did it better than them and didn't get caught, I'll take it up. I'll eat it up, man. Thanks for the compliment, bro. Thank you. But nah, man, I didn't. I was 24 or 25. How old was I in 2018? I was either 24 or 25. But nonetheless, that was 10 years after I stopped, beating up people because I was having a bad day. So, nah, man. By the time I was a correctional officer, I long left that side of me behind. So, I guess, nah, man, I got a life, Cube. I make new memories every day. That's all it is. Unlike Triple Q said in the comment that the reason he hates me is because I beat him in a match like 5 years, whatever, right? Unlike these people who have to hold on to old memories because they don't have lives, I got a life. I make new memories every day, bro. So that's all it is, man. It's not that I lost track of my age, and I just got a life, man. So sometimes life events, I don't remember how old I was in 2018. I could do the math right now. I'm 31 right now. 2018 was fucking 7-8 years ago. So yeah, I would have been 24, 25. So, but y'all got to keep in mind I was born in December, so But I digress. Exactly, Chicken. Nah, I mean, and yeah, you fuckers that leave the house, y'all can go to Pikesville right now and FOIA my personnel file. I don't have a single use of force. You know what I'm saying? I came close a couple of times, but no, I never actually had to put my hands on anybody, in the 3 years I worked in that line of work, man. Had a couple close calls. One fucking college kid tried to fight me outside of a security camera, and I did the right thing. I'm like, there's a camera here, right? Now, I was hoping, I'm gonna be honest, I was hoping, because he was with his girlfriend too, so I was hoping he wanted to do some bravado shit, because I did want to beat the shit out of this guy, but I had to cover myself legally, because you gotta make it look like you're trying to de-escalate before you use force on somebody. So I pointed to the camera. I did like this. I'm like, there's a camera. Now the camera didn't have audio, but the motion, they can see me pointing to the camera. So that way, if the dude does decide to follow through with what he was saying, I can now legally beat the shit out of him and say, hey, I tried to warn him there's a camera there, right? This is a young college kid, 19 years old. He looks like he played football. He looked like he was physically in shape. So I did what I had to do to go home. So I know how to play the game, Triple Q. I just never had to play the game. I never had to let it get that far. So, but actually, Triple Q, I still got the logs. I blocked Rio and kicked him out of my server because his energy was weak. He was a hypocrite like you. He would talk about you guys behind your backs, but then he would hang out with y'all. And I'm like, you know what, Rio? With all due respect, thanks for the games. I don't hang around hypocrites. I abandoned him. I abandoned all of you fuckers. I took the strongest people from Pirate 101, and they're still with me to this day. It's no coincidence that all the best players in the game left when I left. We were the energy from that game. The people who were supposed to replace me, I mean, yeah, exactly. That was some weirdo shit, bro. I didn't really know what the fuck borderline was back then, but yeah, I think Rio had borderline, and Ninja quit. It's funny because you guys tried to go on Ninja's channel and talk shit about me, and he defended me, right? I was cool. Ninja was one of the first people I PvP'd when I started playing that game, so I'm still cool with Ninja to this day. I don't have him added on Discord because our paths are different, but I didn't have any issues with Ninja. In fact, I got a lot of respect for Ninja because back when he was the best Buccaneer, he admitted he didn't do anything special. He just took advantage of broken sets that nobody had, right? Shout out to Ninja. And this is why I kicked Wolf out of my channel as well. I don't hang around these people because they want us to be neutral. What the fuck, neutral? No. You gotta take a stand, man. I'm not being neutral. Fuck that shit. I'm not letting hypocrites hang out in my circle. I'm not letting people who abandon their dreams hang out in my circle. No, I'm not being neutral. Fuck that shit, bro. No, absolutely not. Yeah, let me read some more of these comments before I got to go upstairs and flip the salmon. Because I've been cooking salmon this entire time. Well, shit, the stream, I should probably actually. Okay, I'm going to run upstairs and turn the fucking oven off after I read some comments. This dude was talking about Minecraft. That's all that's all I'm saying, man. Like, my whole thing is this, okay? Yo, that video with the AVG riddle recommended to me recently helped me get down the path. Thanks. Not a problem, man. I've calmed down a bit. This is all I'm trying to say for this stream, right? You attract what you are. You can be a hypocrite if you want to, but you're only going to attract hypocrites if that's how you live your life. You can be against pedophilia if you want to, but then you really have to be against it. Don't say that you're against the shit just because one guy you dislike has rumors about him, but then you turn a blind eye to 3 people who you know 100% are doing the shit. Then you're just gonna like that. That shit infuriated me, bro. Like, I don't mind people disliking me. I have a lot of reasons to be disliked. Because I just said on videos that I don't operate based off of morality. I operate based on what is true, what is natural, and what is logical. So yeah, if I see a fucking, I had an incident last night actually. Somebody looked like they were stranded. I was gonna turn around because I only had one more ride to do anyways before I had to go home because I needed one more ride to do my bonus, but this would have been like outside of the app, right? Somebody looked like they were stranded. I was about to turn around and see where they needed to go, but then my inner voice said, don't do it. My inner voice said, don't do it. You'll regret it later. So I didn't do it. Now, the morality police are going to be like, oh my God, you left somebody stranded in the middle of the road. Yeah. If the inner voice said, if you get a negative feeling, if you're about to help somebody and you just get a negative feeling, you better follow that negative feeling, bro. So, nature does not operate. Exactly, Max. Morality is a human invented concept. I mean, Cube, the fucking, what's that one dude's name? Quackity? I haven't watched a Quackity video in like 10 years, but people tell me he also has 10 million views and he still watches my channel. So, if anything, Cube, you should be happy that a dude with that big of an outreach has begun this path. Now, obviously, I don't expect him to talk about this on history because listen, man, everybody wants to pretend like they're clueless. We all know what happens if you walk in front of a large audience and tell people the truth. We all know what happens, right? We all know, man. I got kicked out of the World of Tanks Discord just for saying that well, it wasn't just for this. Nerds on the internet, right? They don't like when people like me show up. Triple Q admitted in this live chat, guys, he admitted that he didn't like that a guy like me who has a life showed up, played Pirate 101 like an hour a day, showed up and beat his ass when he no-lifed the game. He didn't like that. I will give credit for Triple Q for admitting that. That's how a lot of these internet nerds are. They don't like when people like me show up, having a life, and beating them at a game that they know life. So, I'm still top 1% on World of Tanks, even though I took several years off, right? So, and they don't like that. They don't like that a guy like me is doing that. This is why I like Anu, man. Anu doesn't speak much, even in the server, but when he does, it's words that are consistent with natural law. Now, that being said, sometimes your inner voice will tell you, if you decide to try to help somebody who needs it, you're going to feel it here. You're going to feel whether or not you should help that person or not. I wasn't even going to charge the dude, right? I was just going to do it out of the kindness of my heart. But then my heart, I had a negative feeling about helping the dude. Inner voice said, don't do it. You'll regret it later. So I didn't do it. I did my last ride, got my bonus, went home, took a nap, dropped my car off to get the tire changed. And I'm actually still waiting for that. They should be calling me back anytime now. But it's okay. Patience. So I'm gonna leave y'all with my messy bed for a couple of minutes because I really gotta go upstairs and flip the sound. I'll be right back. I've had so many chicks that I video called. They always ask me, why don't I clean my bed? Why do I listen, man? Do what thou wilt. You feel me? Now, jokes aside, yeah, I'm gonna clean my room probably on Wednesday. Just got a lot of shit I need to do after I'm done this stream. Let's read some of these comments. Hey, you where's it at? Yeah, you read the bag. Yeah, salmon from Aldi's. You know what the funny thing is, Cube? I don't know what the fuck. Well, I know what happened. COVID happened. But in Baltimore, man, Aldi's is like the only grocery store that consistently has the fish that I want. They're consistently the only store that has trout, salmon, and perch. Yeah, before COVID, I used to get my fish from a variety of sources, but a lot of businesses went out of business after COVID, never reopened. So unfortunately, I got limited supply of when I used to. Now, I will give my brother credit. My brother went to the source. He used to go out and go fishing, and he would bring home like a whole fucking container of live crabs. We would cook them while they were alive. We would eat them. So my brother, at one point in time, knew how to go to the source. It's no coincidence that once he started getting like Jesus tattoos, he put something on it. He got a tattoo on his back that says, no one. So like he had it in 4 sections, right? No one wants to die except to go to heaven. And it's no coincidence when he started putting that shit on his body. He started balding when he was 21, guys. No male in our family balds. Our dad didn't bald. His father didn't bald. Our mom's father didn't bald, and his father didn't bald. No male in our family balds. But he randomly became the only male in the family that started losing his hair in his 20s. I got all my hair, motherfuckers. Fuck that shit. So we have the same genetics on paper, but you know, listen, man, this is real life, bro. To counter your point about me being a hypocrite, I don't like Matthew or you're full of shit, Triple Q. Did you forget we were in the same server? Did you forget that I saw the messages, dude? You literally. I don't think Mason Ironside was better than you. Matthew was better than you in his prime. That doesn't matter. Triple Q, you forget we were in the same server. I saw the messages. I know you're friends with these guys. You even said yourself that you turn a blind eye to their pedophilia because they're not as bad as me and they're angels compared to a devil like me. I got your comments, bro. You said this. I'm going to get angry again. Let me relax. This is why you don't hang around hypocrites, because they put you in a negative state of mind, man. Are you asking me if that's what I do? Cube, I'm gonna just say this. If you can do 100, okay. I was about to say, yeah, man, don't do 100 push-ups. Like, if you can do 100 push-ups, just go to the gym and lift weights. Like, I'm not a fan of push-ups. I'm not a fan of pull-ups. I do sit-ups though. You feel me? But that's how say Tom. Okay, I get it now. I get it. You're making an illusion. Bro, in real life, people see the hair and they think I'm a fan of anime. The only anime I've seen is Naruto, Dragon Ball, and Hakusho. I don't know anything about One Punch Man. I don't know anything about a chick I dated tried to get me to watch some shit called Titans, Attack on Titans or something. So yeah, Steve, smoked salmon is OP, bro. I enjoy all varieties of salmon except raw. I could never get down with sushi. Anyways, let me fucking wrap my point up. I didn't intend for this stream to be an hour. I tried to only make it 30 minutes, but Triple Q kind of ticked me off of his blatant hypocrisy. I don't understand how anybody can listen to what I said in this stream and not be like, damn, that makes sense. Because you attract what you are. If you're a hypocrite, you're going to attract hypocrites. If you allow hypocrites to be in your circle, that's all you're going to attract for your circle. Triple Q dislikes me, which is cool. There's a lot of valid reasons to dislike me. But if you're going to claim it's because of claims of pedophilia, stand on that. All pedophiles you should treat with the same energy. Don't claim that's the reason you dislike me and then turn a blind eye to 3 people who have 100%. Logan admitted that he does it on my fucking video. So that's all my point is, right? Whatever you claim to stand against, really, like, don't be a hypocrite. You can say you're against murder, but stand on it. Don't say you're against murder, then turn a blind eye to your friend who's a murderer just because he's your friend. This is why it's just better to not fall into the morality trap in the first place, because morals order you to disobey the laws of nature. Sometimes murder is justified. If somebody attacks you, in the laws of man, you're probably going to go to prison. But that's okay because you're still alive. It's better that you did what you had to do in order to live another day than to follow this morality bullshit and let somebody stab you because you want to die and go to heaven. Fuck that shit, right? Do what you got to do to survive another day, man. So, yeah. In the eyes of the law of man and in the eyes of the cattle orcs, you just did something unforgivable. But in terms of natural law, you're still breathing. You won't hear me say I'm against murder because I understand natural law. I understand that there's natural situations where, now I will say this. Shout out to the homeboy Mimi. He said it best. If you find yourself in a physical confrontation, you've already done something inefficient in the first place. And at that point, you have to accept the consequences of your actions because you made a mistake and you now find yourself in the physical altercation. You now have to do what you got to do to stay alive. Even if in the eyes of morals, in the eyes of the cattle orcs, and in the eyes of governments, you just broke the morality law. Fuck that shit. Do what you got to do to go home. Women are attracted to this gibberish triple Q because women naturally understand that they have these natural desires for a reason, right? Chicks that are young, they ask, why am I attracted to an older man? They ask, why do I have daddy issues? They connect to their inner self and they ask these questions. Guys like you, Triple Q, who are naturally attracted to younger chicks, you try to vehemently deny it, but it physically manifests. Why do you turn a blind eye to 3 people who are confirmed to be doing this shit if you're so against it? I think it's because of projection, man. You're trying extremely hard to take the label away from yourself because you're the one doing it. I've seen this a million times. That's why way back in the day, I told the Toontown community that the pedophile hunters are usually the biggest ones within the Toontown community, right? Toontown Corporate Clash mods who started rumors about me, it was confirmed that they were the ones doing the shit, and Freeze is one of those guys. I still got the logs on my computer to this day. The Sierra chick that side of the community gossips about, ask her why she got angry at me because I showed her those logs. I mean, she might lie, right? Whatever. But I showed her the Clash logs of the Clash moderators admitting they do the shit. They do apply to you, Triple Q, because you talk about this every day, yet behind the scenes, you turn a blind eye to it. Why do you turn a blind eye to it? Why do you not keep the same energy with Logan, Matthew, and Mason? The only reason he turns a blind eye to it is, well, there you go, because it's me. So he doesn't actually have a problem with pedophilia because he turns a blind eye to it. He's just using this as a, you know what? I've rehashed this point a million different times. We just got him to admit it. My work here is done. Do you prefer salmon as a main protein source? Yeah. Salmon, trout, perch, fish. I'm a fish protein guy. You do have contact with them, Triple Q. You're in their server. He's alive because, unfortunately, the laws of man protect pieces of shit. You feel me? So, he shouldn't be alive. If people ever fully go back to natural justice and natural law, people like him wouldn't live for long. But unfortunately, Triple Q, guys like you and other people who make these government laws, they want to protect pieces of shit. Like something permanent should happen to you, Triple Q. The fact that you're not in a ventilator, the fact that you can walk around breathing with both of your lungs, when you're on camera now, admitting that you turn a blind eye to shit you claim you're against, if they're your friends, like that level of hypocrisy, something permanent and physical should happen to you. But unfortunately, the cattle orcs make laws to protect other cattle orcs. I understand the game, man. That's why, That's why you don't hang around weak energy, because you guys are seeing I'm getting visibly angry at this guy. Like, just looking at his name pisses me off, man. I just don't understand. Like, and I'm the dude that doesn't have morals, but even I don't understand how a guy like this can go to sleep at night claiming he's against pedophilia, but then turning the blind eye to three guys that do the shit that he know 100. So it's just that level of hypocrisy, bro. It's kind of like, I was gonna put hands on both my parents and my brother. Like when they bailed me out of jail and they were lecturing me about breaking the law, when all of them were, I mean, you got a dude, my brother did 10 years in prison. My dad got custody of me because my mom and her mom beat the crap out of my dad in the domestic. So you're all criminals, yet you want to lecture me about a misdemeanor? I almost put hands on all three of them then, but I was still in front of the jail, and I didn't want to go back in the jail. Like, I'm getting mad just thinking about it. Nothing pisses me off more than hypocrites and liars. I can't be in the same room as Triple Q, man. I would go back. I would go to jail, man, if I ever get my hands on this guy, but and it's the same thing with the inmates too, man. The inmates, they all claim that they're against rapers and pedophiles, but let me just ask you guys a question. Okay? If you're a teenager and you go to prison and you get sentenced as an adult, if you're not good with a knife, what do you think is going to happen to you? You think all the inmates who say they're against pedophilia and rape, you think they're going to stop another inmate from raping you and, if you're underage, being a pedophile? No. If you're not good with that knife, you already know what's going to happen, man. None of the fucking cattle orcs follow any of the laws of morality that they claim they follow. None of them. I can't watch prison videos on YouTube because, like, the new academy with these guys is ex-inmates come on YouTube and then they say the same bullshit. Yeah, pedophiles get killed, rapists get killed, but they don't. If you're 15 and you get sentenced as an adult and you go to prison and you're not good in a knife fight, you already know what's going to happen to you. None of the inmates who claim that they're against rape is going to stop the rape. None of the inmates who claim they're against pedophilia is going to stop the pedophilia. If you're 15 in prison and you're not good with a knife, the sharks are going to swim. The sharks are going to swarm. It's all Mr. Can't Wait 555. It's all of them, man. None of the cattle orcs don't follow morals. None of them do. You see it every day. You'll watch these people blab about all the morals they supposedly follow, and then they proceed to contradict their laws of morality. Sometimes within the same fucking minute they say the shit. I'm going to correct something. So I got some sausages here. In addition to the fish protein, in reference to what the guy asked me earlier, gonna let the salmon cool down. You feel me? And then I got my carbs ready. And then you guys see in the background, I got my teriyaki sauce to go with all of this as well. So I want to get a 3-mile run in before I start working. So hopefully they call me back and tell me that my tire has been changed, sometime soon. Yeah, man, I got a fucking life unlike this Triple Q guy, man. I don't just say, Triple Q sits around, plays a fucking video game all day, then gets angry at a guy for years just because he beat him in a fucking PvP match. Feel me? He could go outside and look like this. You feel me? He could go outside and get these. You feel me? That's called a bicep. Well, this one doesn't have it, but that's called a bicep peak. Yeah, my left arm has better genetics than my right arm. Feel me? Yeah, it is amazing, man. Knowing how to cook your own food is amazing. You can eat whatever the fuck you want. Exactly, Jarvis. This is why children have to be punished by their parents because children naturally do what they want. One of the main purposes of school, society, and peer pressure is to train you out of doing what is natural. So, exactly, Steve. That's a you problem. Triple Q just wants to sit around at a stupid little restaurant, go home and play Pirate 101 all day, and get angry at the people getting results. But again, man, I would have more respect for the cattle works if they just admitted they don't actually follow the laws, that they don't actually follow their own morality. But I know why they're never going to do that, because coming out and saying you have no morals is social taboo. I don't give a fuck about social taboo. I do whatever the fuck I want. I don't care about making people like me. Triple Q, you're going to be the one who pays the ultimate price. You think the laws of nature don't apply to you, you're going to be the one that learns the hard way. You. Just eat what you want, Matsuo. Just eat what you want, man. I'm going to just call you Suo. Just eat what you want, Suo. Just do it in balance, right? Natural law, balance, okay? You can eat whatever the fuck you want, just do it in balance. Otherwise, you'll end up like Triple Q and be obese and shit. Okay, Triple Q. Every single god before you failed, but okay, Triple Q. You're going to be the god who does it correct, right? Go ahead, Triple Q. Good luck with that. All other gods before you failed and were killed in their own fucking holy books, but you're going to be the god that succeeds. Good luck with that, buddy. Not a problem, Suo. If your purpose in life is to defeat nature, you're gonna have a very miserable, well, you already have a very miserable life. You know what, guys? Oh yeah, and some more carbs. Yeah. You know what, guys? I think it's time. Triple Q, join the call. Turn your camera on, Triple Q. Let's see what you look like. It's time, guys. Join the call, Triple Q. I mean, I don't got him added on Discord anymore, but I'll make a fake Discord to video call him. Let's do it. Triple Q. Oh. You see this shit, guys? Coincidentally, he's at work now, even though he's watching the fucking live stream and giving the most comments out of everybody. Whatever you say, Triple Q. The dude just lies about everything, bro. Oh, okay, Triple Q. If you're at work, join the call, turn your camera on, and show us you're at work. Let's do it. Let's do it, Triple Q. You can show us that you're working. Y'all know I'm not working right now because my tires got to get changed, and I'm still waiting for them to call me back. You can join the stream for free. You just got to save your money, but turn your camera on. Let's see if he looks exactly like how the stereotype says he looks. Let's see if he looks exactly like the average Pirate 101 player. Yeah. Actually, that's a better idea, Cube. He has to go outside and turn his camera on, and yeah, let's see what the new god looks like. Let's see what Mr. Triple Q looks like. It's time. I want to see if he looks exactly like how I think he looks. He was, Jarvis. Before I even had the stream fully set up, he was already commenting, bro. You gonna turn your camera on? And no, Mr. How the fuck do you say that? Skillick? I'm gonna just call you Ski. No, Mr. Ski. I don't take creatine. I don't take any supplements. Occasionally I'll drink like a fucking occasionally I'll drink some milk that has extra protein. But I don't take any supplements. This is funny. So he's gonna join and turn his camera on, but now he's not gonna have audio. This fucking dude. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. Fix your shit. I'll make a fake Discord. I'll add you on that Discord, and then we can go live again, and then you can show the world, you know, because I want to know if he looks the way I think he looks. The few times we did call, he never turned his video on. So Lex Luthor, the comic book character, or Lex Luthor, the wrestler? Because Lex Luthor, the wrestler, was jacked, man. Lex Luthor, the wrestler, was swole, bro. He was jacked. He got busy. Who can never forget the Luger Express? Oh, man. Oh, fucking. There was a dude in my engineering class who, every day, man, he would call himself Plex Pluthor. He was obsessed with WCW, even though it already died at the time. I'm not adding you on my Discord, Triple Q. I'm going to make a fake one. And then after you get your shit together, we'll do another stream. And yeah, we can we can see if you look exactly like how a normal Pirate 101 player looks. There's a reason internet nerds don't show what they look like, guys. There's a reason. All the stereotypes you hear about these guys, a lot of them are true. You're actually going to go outside? I was telling a bunch of my friends. So there's people on, you know, I don't want to say it because they're going to see this video and take it down. So no, I'm not even going to do that. But you know, it does prove everything because you support 3 people that are confirmed pedophiles. You even admitted on comments in my channel that you turn a blind eye to them because they're not as bad as me and they're an angel compared to me. So, and what if I said that's conspiracy? Everything I've said can be fact-checked and proven. What if I said that's conspiracy theory? I mean, the truth is controversial, Triple Q. The easiest way to make friends is to just go in the middle of a bunch of cattle orcs and lie. Say whatever you got to say to fit in with them. The second you say something true, just watch the energy change. I mean, it's no secret that I prefer chicks that are smaller than me. Yeah, that's not a secret at all. You should see the comments I said I'd be sending to Kirby on Discord. Matter of fact, I don't think Kirby will mind if I quote some of what I say, man. But I'll be like, yeah, little tiny Kirby. So yeah, it's no secret I prefer chicks that are smaller than me. Um, I have a soft height limit. It's not a hard rule, but it's like a soft rule. Beyond a certain height, I don't really look at you. So yeah, 16 through 25 is what I prefer. You're absolutely right. I don't remember what state Abe lives in, but 16 is the legal age of consent for most states. It's 16 for most states, 18 for some, 17 for like one or two, and there's actually one state that's actually lower than 16, which I think is kind of wild. But you know, did you ever stop to ask yourself why chicks that age are attracted to older men? Did you ever stop to ask why they have that natural attraction, triple Q? Or do you try to pretend like that natural attraction doesn't exist? Asking the hard questions, but I gotta remember, you want to destroy nature, so you don't care. And he just there you go. He just confirmed it. He doesn't care. He wants to destroy nature, so he doesn't care enough to research why people. I'm gonna just say this, right? There's 24 people watching the stream right now. I'm gonna just say this: the people who get it, I want y'all to step to the side real quick because I'm gonna speak to the people who don't get it real quick. I might actually clip this and make it its own video. Those of y'all who are gonna be parents in the future, who are against natural law, right? You guys have to realize if y'all have daughters, when they become old enough to have sexual desires, which happens a lot earlier than people want to admit. I had a situation at a track meet once. This was in 2023. Yeah, 2023. It was Baltimore County Outdoor Championships, right? I was going to go to Baltimore City Championships to watch it because I know more people in the city. I wanted to see some of my old coaches, but I think I missed it. I missed like the timing because I got busy. So I went to the county championships the next day instead. So it was in Woodlawn. I've only been to Woodlawn High School once. So I show up to the track meet. I'm kind of trying to find like an isolated spot for me to sit down because I don't really like people. So I kind of try to like sit where I'm not near anybody, right? There was this girl, she couldn't have been no older than 15. There was no way, right? I'm sitting down minding my own business. I'm looking in this direction. You know what this bitch did? She fucking like walked by me and like grabbed my hair like this just to see if it was real. And I kind of gave her like a look because she wanted me to react, right? I kind of gave her a look. Keep in mind, I'm at a city champion. How many, for those of y'all that go outside, how many people are at a championship track meet? A couple hundred? Well, actually, this was only city championships. So it's not like state championships where there's people everywhere. This one probably only had like 100 people, to be honest with you. But it was still enough people around us to make what she did bold as fuck. Okay? And again, I know this chick couldn't have been no older than 15. No way. She had a pure baby face, right? So the main reason I want to bring this up is because Triple Q and all the other people who don't get it. If you guys ever become parents, your daughter eventually is going to have sexual desires earlier than you're probably expecting. She's going to have sexual desires for older men. If you don't sit down and try to figure out why people have this natural attraction to the first place in the first place, you're going to be ill equipped to deal with the situation when it begins to happen. You're going to have a daughter who's not going to tell you anything, who's doing shit like the girl I just described did, right? You're going to be ill equipped to handle these situations. You called an 11-year plus age gap disgusting, but if your daughter is doing that and you find out about it, it's now too late to do anything about it because you never sat down and learned why girls have this natural attraction in the first place. Now, I kind of just gave her because I was a little, part of me was like a little annoyed because, first of all, do I look like I wear fake hair? I was a little insulted, to be honest, because she didn't just do like this. She got because I'm looking this way, and she did like this, right? And I feel like my hair being pulled, so I'm like, what the fuck, right? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, right? And she just got to look at me and sat over there. So part of me felt insulted because do I look like I wear fake hair? And I've had people, now it's usually guys. Guys ask if I have fake hair. Chicks, they just they find a way to touch my shit, right? But so do I look like I wear fake hair? And I was slightly annoyed because it's I don't know you and you're doing this in front of all these people. And this is what the fuck I mean, right? You got all these people who say they're against pedophilia, right? That meet had at least 100 people. Why did nobody say anything? People saw what she did. Now, granted, they probably thought she knew me. So never mind. Let me not go there. They probably didn't know. I had no idea who that girl was. They probably thought she knew me. So never mind. Strangers are not going to know that we don't know each other. But and notice how Triple Q didn't reply to what I said because he has no refute for it. I actually want somebody who has a problem with what I've been saying to refute what I just said. If you become a parent and, well, I'm going to repeat it, Triple Q. If you become a parent and you have a daughter, by you not learning why girls have a natural attraction to older men in the first place, your daughter's going to end up being with a guy 11 plus years older. And because you never learned why they have this attraction, you're going to be ill-equipped to deal with the problem. And that's not the only time an underage girl in real life has physically messed with my hair, right? That it happens a lot, unfortunately. I don't know why they don't just ask, right? And this is what I'm saying, bro. That's some fucking sexual harassment type shit. You feel me? But again, we live in this society of hypocrites. So a girl you don't know can just walk up and fucking grope your shit like this, right? Nobody thinks that's a problem. Even if she's underage, nobody thinks that's a problem, right? It's not sexual harassment because it's a female. I get it, right? That's why I kind of just looked at her. I'm just like, I did like this. And then I went back to watching what I was watching. It didn't stop there either. Fucking, because again, I picked an isolated spot away from people. Then like all of her friends start swarming me and shit, and I'm just like, oh, y'all are real annoying today, right? Um, but you can be there, Triple Q, because your daughter is gonna start showing signs of what she's attracted to while she's a kid, and you're gonna turn a. I've seen this a million times. You're gonna turn a blind eye to the flags, and then when she becomes an adult, you're gonna go on camera. I don't know when this happened, man. Like I've seen it a million times. I got a very large sample size to go off of. I'm not just regurgitating articles I've read on the internet. I'm going to the source. I'm in real life. I see the shit every day. There was another meet I went to. A girl sat like right behind, and she kept like hitting me with her book bag and shit, and she kept pretending like it was an accident. Unfortunately, now this was an indoor meet. Anybody who's ever ran indoor track, there's no fucking room, right? When I was running, only the top 4 runners at a regional division went to states. Now it's like top 7. So there's a lot more people at a state meet now. And in indoor, there's no place to fucking move or sit, right? But she was like doing it on purpose. So she put her bag like right behind me. And every time she would go to get, she's like hitting me in the back of her book. And then she took a picture of me. Like, I already told my friends this story. Then she took a picture of me and like posted it on Instagram and shit. Like, what these girls are wild, bro. So, what Triple Q is doing, he's regurgitating what people on the internet are saying. Oh my God, that's disgusting. But in real life, like the bitch was fucking hitting me with her book bag, then took a fucking picture of me. I didn't even know she did this until one day I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see that she like knows some people I know. So then I go to like her pictures and there's a picture of me. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought about, but she would have denied it, so I didn't bother, right? Whatever, right? Chicks are fucking wild, bro. And again, this chick, now she wasn't as old as the bitch who fucking broke my hair, but she was above the legal age of consent, but she would be in the age range that Triple Q would consider disgusting. So. Dill Pickle, you're missing the points. Your daughter is not going to wait until high school to start going for older men. That's like, you're missing the point, bro. The girl that groped my hair, I don't think she was in high school. She was at a high school track meet probably to watch like a family member. Maybe she had a brother who's like a senior who runs. But I don't know. I can't confirm 100% what that chick's age was because I just kind of looked at her after she did what she did and went on about my business. But a human being's natural desires do not begin in high school. I had 2 passengers yesterday. I'm giving you guys a lot of free lunch in this stream, but I had 2 passengers yesterday, teenagers. They were in high school. No, they were going to college because they said that they were going to New Haven, a college up in Connecticut. And somebody they know died, got shot. He was a freshman, so he played basketball. But after he died, all of his friends were posting like his middle school basketball pictures, rest in peace, because the high school basketball season didn't start. And they were saying, damn, this is sad. He didn't even live long enough to fucking play basketball in high school. This shit, and the chicks were saying that like, y'all, that this is too young, right? And then I'm thinking in my head, on the contrary, this is exactly when people do this shit. People don't. So you internet guys that don't leave the house, I'm going to tell you how real life is. People don't wait until they're adults to do drugs. People don't wait until they're adults to have sex. People don't wait until high school to start doing drugs, to start messing around with guns, to start messing around with other people sexually. They don't wait until they're older to start getting engaged with this shit. It's not about being around your children 24/7. You don't get it. You don't get it. And you probably never will. But I'm in a good mood right now, so I'm going to give you some free game. It's not about being around your kid 24/7. You need to let your child exercise their free will. It's about teaching and influencing your child from a young age what. I don't want to give away too much free lunch, but however you want your child to be, you have to do your job as a parent. And during the youngest years of their life, when the personality is forming from the ages of 0 through 5, that's when you got to be the parent the most. That's when a child's personality develops. A lot of parents nowadays, they make excuses. Oh, I got to work 2 jobs. Oh, I just got married. They make all these excuses to not be in their child's lives during the most important years of their life. And then when their child becomes a teenager and they're not obeying anything they've been taught by the parents, they want to pretend like they're surprised. So it's not about being around your child 24/7. During the most important years of their life, you got to be around. Don't hire a fucking babysitter. You be the babysitter. If you got a fucking dude, the fucking excuses I've been hearing, like, oh my god, bro. And this is how deep this shit goes, man. Because if you're in a situation where you just reproduced and you can't be around your child during their most important years, you've done something inefficiently. So you can't make the excuse that you can't be around your child 24/7 later on when they're teenagers and they're now revealing to you what they've been doing. Because you got to understand something, guys. There's levels to this shit. Somebody doesn't just randomly wake up one day and have the fucking courage to walk up to a guy who's twice her age and start groping his hair. That's not how this works. For her to have that level of confidence, she's been doing that for years. You feel me? For a chick, this chick I think was like 16 or 17. For a chick who's 16 or 17 to sit behind a dude who's twice her age and start like poking him with her book bag and then fucking sneak by and take a picture of him and put him on Instagram. For a chick to do that, she didn't just wake up one day and feel confident. That shit she's been doing for years. The shit builds up. The dude I was just talking about 5 minutes ago, the middle school kids who killed him, or the high school kids that killed him, they didn't just wake up one day. It's not like the movies. They didn't just wake up one day and smoke the big one and was like, yeah, we're going to get that. Like, no. They probably started robbing people when they were 11 and 12. They probably started messing around with firearms when they were 10 or 11. Yeah, this shit happens. There's a now deleted Facebook video, but it had a bunch of fucking 9-year-olds shooting firearms down the alley. So this shit begins far earlier than anybody wants to admit it. And I know this shit. Somebody asked me how I got the scar on my head, because I told y'all, when I was 15, people broke in my house, hit me over the head with a handgun. I was 15. And a year before that, somebody I knew, the boy Rodney. Now, Rodney was older than us. He was 21. We were 13, 14, right? But he put us on, though. I paid for summer track because he gave us like big bags of water bottles to sell in the fucking corners. So he put us on. But one day we're all chilling at the boy Corey's house. And so Rodney, he leans back like this. His firearm fell like on the ground, but like in between his legs, and it looked up. So we all start laughing and was like, you almost lost your kids, boy, because if that gun went off, his balls would have been gone. Now, why were we laughing at such a serious situation? Because despite only being freshmen in high school, we were already used to being around guns. So, Dill Pickle, this is the first time I've seen you on my channel. So I think you're new to the channel. But that's not a valid excuse, bro. You can't be around your kids 20. This shit starts way younger, man. Now that I think about it, bro, I'm kind of annoyed, man. That bitch really snuck by and took a picture of me. Like, I don't think she runs track anymore, but if I ever see that chick again, I'm gonna confront her about that, man. I don't give a fuck if her parents are watching. That kind of annoyed me, bro. She really snuck by and took a picture of me. Like, after fucking hitting me with her book bag, like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, the more I think about that, the more that is kind of ticking me off. Whatever, let me get back to the point. The internet has you guys thinking that people are waiting until they're adults to start fucking. That's what these losers on the internet are doing. Triple Q was like 25, 26. I don't remember when the last time we spoke on Discord, I know he was in his 20s. I don't know how old he is now. Triple Q isn't a virgin at 25 because he wants to be. It's because he has no choice. So because he has no choice, he thinks that girls are out here waiting until their 20s to start fucking. No, they're fucking sometimes before they even become teenagers, bro. I'm in fucking middle school and, and the internet talks about this grooming shit, bro. You know how you have any idea how many times when I was fucking 12, 13, fucking teachers would fucking ask me sexual shit, bro? I'm in the 7th grade and we had a teacher named Miss Dickens, right? I was the only virgin in my 7th grade class. I was the only one. Keep in mind, I was in 7th grade in like 2006. So you can't blame social media. There was no TikTok, there was no Instagram, there was no Twitter. Facebook and MySpace existed, but that was like apps that older people use. Barely anybody at my school used the shit. So I'm in the 7th grade. I'm the only virgin in my class. She's like asking the boy Dewan and his girlfriend Crystal. She's asking them, so are y'all already fucking? And then they both were like, yeah, keep in mind, this is the 7th fucking grade, right? But y'all were called as grooming. Why is a teacher asking kids about their sex life? Because teachers know. So then the attention, I don't remember why. For some reason, we were not doing any work in class that day. So the teacher was like asking all the kids about their sexual experiences. And I was the only one who said, I'm not fucking. So then all the girls in the class, they turned to look at me. And then you know what the fucking teacher asked? Oh, so she said it in a very sexual manner. She's like, so you don't like girls yet, do you? Obviously, I did. But I saw where this was going. Because if I said because listen, bro, if you're in the 7th grade, you know what sexuality you are, man. You know what gets you aroused. But I saw where this was going. If I said, yeah, I like girls now, they would ask, well, why aren't you fucking, right? So, again, I wouldn't lie about it now, but back then I lied to kind of make everything go easier. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't, right? So, but if you're not strong enough to escape, you will become the product of your environments. Yeah, I was attracted to chicks, but I'm just like observing all of these people. And I'm just thinking in my head, they're already fucking. This is wild. I don't want to because what if you get a chick pregnant and that actually happened. My freshman year, there was a chick named Ashley. who was in my science class. I thought she was fine as hell, right? So one day I walk up to speak to her, and then I noticed she had a little growth on her stomach. So I'm like, Ashley, what's going on there? You getting a little chubby chub? And she's like, oh, no, I'm just pregnant. Keep in mind, she had a late birthday like me, right? We were both 13 in ninth grade. So when she said, oh, I'm just pregnant, I'm like, oh, I completely lost interest, right? When she told me she was pregnant, boy, I'm just like, oh, that's interesting. Good luck with that. I'll see you around, Ashley. I never spoke to her again, bro. Certain shit my mind just needs time to process. Listen, and again, guys, like those of y'all that go outside, y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. But you got these internet losers like Triple Q. They think girls are waiting. They're not waiting, bro. That's what I'm trying to. If you find a girl who waited, you may have found a unicorn. You may have. But even with girls who are waiting, you still got to test them further. Because if they're only waiting because they're in a religious cult, like the bitch I talked about earlier, who acted like I took her virginity just because we fell asleep in the call together, chicks like that aren't unicorns. They're still conforming to their environment, just in a different manner. As above, so below. Somebody who's fucking at 11 because they're just doing what everybody around them is doing is in the same category as somebody who waits until 21 to fuck because they're in a religious cult. The end result is the same. Balance is something that the cattle orcs don't understand. So I'm giving away way too much free lunch in this live stream, man. But who was the dude? What was that guy's name? That dill pickle guy kind of annoyed me when he said that you can't be in your child's life 24. That kind of pissed me off, man. So I went on like a 20-minute tangent. Let me calm down, bro. Oh my god, man. I got fucking between him and Triple Q, bro. Actually, let me check. Let me check if they called yet. Because my phone's actually on Do Not Disturb, but I know the number. So I might have to call them. It's all good, man. I'm patient. Triple Q, you're full of shit, bro, because even when I went to a quote-unquote good school, right, there was the same shit because some people got expelled at my high school because they were... So there was like a section in the school that wasn't being used anymore, and there was a specific room. I don't remember what the room was called off the top of my head, but there was a room in high school where people would go to fuck. So this was like the last day of school. I didn't even have to go to school. I'm going to just keep it 100, man. I had a biology was she chemistry or biology? I think she was biology. Yeah, it had to be biology because actually I don't fucking remember. It's whatever class I had, whatever science class you have in 10th grade. So I didn't even have to go to school because it was like the last week and there was no work. But if you showed up, you got like extra credit or whatever. But I already had a 95 because the teacher liked me. So I would show up to class late every day. I would never do my homework, but the teacher liked me, so she gave me a 95. So I ain't gonna lie, man. She was fine as hell, bro. So I'm like, yeah, I'll help you take your class stuff down, man. But this is the thing. This is what I try to tell y'all, man. The attraction was mutual, right? Triple Q said that a 10+ year age gap is disgusting. This is real life, man. People act on their natural desires, man. So she starts asking me about that room that people go to start fucking, right? So I'm getting a little uncomfortable. So I'm kind of like trying to like deviate the question. And then she just directly asked me, so do you use that room to go have sex? And I'm like, nah, I don't use it. But I know why she asked. I know why she asked me that. What do y'all think would have happened if I told her, yeah, I used that room? What do y'all think would have happened, man? So I'm just saying, bro. Like, you people on the internet, y'all act like this is like some type of abnormal thing. It isn't. It happens, right? I got not I don't feel like pulling my trophy, so I got 2 trophies for most dedicated for track and field. That's because the only time I miss track practice is when this happened to me, right? One time I was like on my way to practice, and my engineering teacher, she was like, "Hey, Grim, do you wanna ride home?" And I'm like, "Nah, I gotta go to track practice. I wish I missed practice that day, bro. This bitch was fucking short, Indian, and had some of the best skin I've ever seen, man. I should have missed track practice that day, but my dumb ass, I wanted to be a good team player. Fuck that. Fuck that trophy, bro. Fuck that trophy. Right? Yeah, it's nice to brag about to people on the internet. I don't give a fuck about that trophy. Like, bro, I'm just saying, man. That's all my point is, man. It goes down. You feel me? I wish I knew what I knew now because I would have missed track practice that day. Oh, man. Let me read these comments, bro. It's funny that so the dude's name is Can Wait 555, but his comment is kids are smashing at 11. But he's right though. Mr. Can Wait understands that there's people who aren't waiting. It's not about growing up in the hood, bro. The chicks that I just told you about, that like do you the chick that was hitting me with her book bag and the chick that fucking groped my hair, do you think that those chicks grew up in the hood, bro? No, they went to good schools. This human natural human desires are innate to every human that lives, regardless if you grew up in the hood or not. Now, people in the hood are more lawless, so they're more bold, but even that's not true. The bitch that snuck by and took a picture of me, she lives in fucking Jewtown. So, whatever, right? If any Jews are watching this video, I'm not saying that as a derogatory term. In Baltimore, the Jewish neighborhood, we call Jewtown. Shout out to Israel. He hung out with me and we, walked around Jewtown for a little while. So, Triple Q, she was Indian. She wasn't from the hood. She was from India. What the fuck? That's what I'm saying, bro. Triple Q but see, he doesn't go outside. So he's just throwing out terminology because he doesn't have the real life experience. She wasn't from the hood, bro. And my high school wasn't in the hood. I'm reading what you're saying. You're just full of shit. That school wasn't in the hood and the teacher wasn't from the hood. You're just wrong, bro. You're wrong. This isn't a hood thing. This is humans are going to naturally, what you naturally desire will physically manifest eventually one way or another. So, but I digress. And yes, Cube, I drive electric. Right now, I'm in an electric Kona. Teslas aren't durable, man. They break very easily. I'm glad you saw the light, Dill Pickle. Oh yeah. I replied to your comment a few days ago. Yeah. Your comment was about how they're like stubborn and zealous. But yeah, a religious person that's stubborn, that's just part of their training. I won't be around after 4 p.m., man. After this stream, I'm gonna go for my 3 mile run, and then I gotta wash up a bit and make money. So, but we'll do the call, bro. We'll do the call, bro. Absolutely. I want to see what you look like, man. But they fucking call me back yet, bro. It doesn't take this long. Well, I mean, whatever. Because I was late for my appointment anyways because I kind of overslept. So it's all good. I'm rocking a Hyundai Kona right now, Masuo. So the government has like a list of cars you can use as a tax write-off. But the main benefit comes from, like, if you're an independent contractor, you can write off the mileage altogether when it comes down for tax time. You can write it off as well for your normal job as well, but you would have to like show that, like, this is the mileage you use for your normal work as well. So Tensei, life teacher. That's funny. Divine life teacher. Shin Megami Tensei. Never heard of that show, but just the title as well. That's funny. Life teacher. Shin Megami Tensei. Oh no, that could also be translated as life technique or life path. Doesn't always mean life teacher. I would just need to see the kanji. Yes, Triple Q, I know you got all the time in the world because you don't have a life. I know. You should bring that sister of yours as well to the call, Triple Q. I'm curious if your sister is attractive. You said I made her cry with one of my videos, so you feel me? What the fuck, yard? Hold on. Did I read that comment correctly? YouTube has been pushing Gen Z can't get jobs and male loneliness epidemic interest in out. Listen, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, this is half of the reason why these chicks go for older men. If you're a 16-year-old girl, have you guys seen how 16-year-old guys act? How the fuck can any girl be attracted to that? And y'all wonder why they go for older guys? Loneliness epidemic, yeah, I can see why. I mean, yeah, but that's how it goes, bro. The men who don't get it, they're either gonna be lonely, or out of desperation, they're gonna reproduce and marry a whore that's still gonna fuck the guy she wants. So yeah, it's an epidemic, all right, just not for guys like me. Yeah, Triple Q is very lonely. Well, Triple Q. Well, let's see if she'll respond. See if she wants to join the call, and if she does, tell her to turn her camera on. Yeah, we can see if Triple Q has an attractive sister or not. And if she's physically attractive, I can, proceed to ask her why. No, actually, fuck that. I'm gonna ask her which video made her cry and why. Of course, I'm not opposed to talking to women that aren't physically attractive, but I have more incentive to ask these questions if she is physically attractive. Triple Q, I'm not. See, he just proved it, bro. He just proved. He doesn't even realize it, but he just proved every fucking stereotype about Gen Z internet nerds in one comment. This dude said, "Don't talk to her. Look her up. Don't go to the source, look her up." No, Triple Q, I'm not looking up your sister. I want to talk to her face to face to ask my questions. I want to ask my questions directly to her and get a genuine response. I'm not looking her up, bro. I'm not doing what your generation does and turning into some stalker shit just to find out info about somebody. I'm going to the source. I'm going to directly ask the question. That's exactly what it means, Dill Pickle. That's exactly what it means. If she doesn't like me, then why was she watching my videos? Didn't you admit that she fucking snuck on your phone just to watch my video? This is what I'm saying, bro. These guys don't understand women. It's kind of like when I was in the Pirate 101 Discord call. This is the first time some of the thumbnails that I've used for my channel, this chick has made some of those. But guys in the call were saying that the chick didn't like me because she spent like the whole call trying to antagonize me. But she had a whole fucking folder of pictures of me, bro. And like the pictures of me that on my thumbnails that y'all see are like photoshopped with me in front of Moo Manchu and shit. She made those pictures. So Triple Q, you just don't get it, bro. If a chick... One of the only accurate things my mom ever told me is that women are like cats. If a cat doesn't like you, they move away from you. If a cat likes you, they go out of their way to get your attention. If your sister doesn't like me, why does she sneak on your phone? Oh, so you're changing your story now. Because before you said that you had to hide your phone just so your sister and mom didn't see my videos because my videos were getting you in trouble. You just lie. You change your stories. You seem to forget that your past comments are still on my channel, bro. I ain't twisting shit. These are... I don't think I need to say anything else to this guy. He just I can't wait to see what this dude looks like, bro. Because if he's acting exactly like how the stereotype says, he probably looks exactly like how the stereotype says, man. Yeah, the chicks that do my hair, they do a very good job, man. They earn their tips. You heard me. Okay, Triple Q, whatever you say, buddy. Unfortunately, Sleek, the Triple Q fucker I found on the game called Pirate 101. I kicked his ass in the PvP match. He became obsessed with me after that, and now he won't go away. So, didn't Steve beat you the last time y'all had a PvP match? I'm just saying, bro. Exactly. Triple Q literally just proved every stereotype about Gen Z nerds to be true. He literally said, don't talk to my sister, look her up on Google. Because this is what Gen Z people do. Instead of talking to the person they like, they stalk them. Like the fucking bitch who snuck by me and took a picture. Like, bro, like, yeah, she doesn't run track anymore. But if I ever see that girl again, I might. Nah, because if I record it, she won't say anything. I don't need to record it. This ain't for the internet. I'm just gonna directly ask her, like, what's up with that picture you took of me? I'm just gonna ask, right? She'll probably try to lie, deny it, and then I'll just go on Instagram and show her the picture. And the crazy thing about this, man, I didn't even find out she did this. The same shit happened to me. Actually, it's not just a Gen Z thing because the shit happened to me when I ran track, right? We were at nationals and I'm sitting looking like this. Matter of fact, I think I got the picture. I got the picture on my computer. Hang on, let me find it. Yeah, here it is. I got the picture right here. I'm going to show y'all something. Because I'm not like Triple Q, man. I don't just make shit up, bro. I don't just make shit up. So let me send it to myself real quick. So yeah, this really isn't just a Gen Z thing because the shit happened to me. Like when I was running track, we were at nationals, and the same shit happened. A bitch snuck by and took a picture of me, and I didn't even find out she did this until like 10 years later. But yeah, the bitch on fucking Facebook, she snuck by and took a picture of me, right? Can y'all see that? This was me when I was 14 at nationals, 10th grade, track and field nationals. See if y'all can see that. No, no, don't cut off. Don't cut off. Don't cut off. Yeah, she snuck by and took a picture of me, right? I'm sitting like this because we're at nationals, right? I'm waiting for my food, and then the bitch, right? And this was the type of chick who I didn't think would be like this because she was a state champion. Yeah, she was a state champion for the 800. State champion for the 800. City champion for the mile. Regional champion. So she had accolades. So I didn't think she would be a weirdo. But 10 years, like, because that was fucking track and field nationals for 2009 outdoor track. Because she's decorated, I didn't think she would be like that. And then 10 years later, I'm scrolling through Facebook and something just told me to check Brené's pictures. So I'm checking her pictures, and then I see me, and then the fucking description was like hanging out with Chris. I'm just thinking, bro, you didn't tell me you took that picture. And I didn't find out until 10 years later. So let me correct what I just said. This isn't a Generation Z thing. Chicks even from my age were doing that shit, bro. Just weirdo shit, bro. And yeah, I did use it as a thumbnail once or twice. I never told like where that picture came from, no. But yeah, Yarvis, that picture was from a bitch sneaking by and taking a picture of me and then fucking putting on Facebook hanging out with Chris. And I didn't find out she did that until like 10 years later. So oh, he does, Oscar. Triple Q does have a crush on me. He won't admit it, but yeah, it's obvious he does. Steve rarely cusses Triple Q, so congrats, man. You got Steve to break character. Oh, man. Shout out to Steve. I got a PC and a laptop, but I'm on my laptop right now. Masudo. Masuo, not Masudo. Masuo. That's what I'm trying to say, Electro. I'm just going to call you Electro. Y'all got some weird fucking names. That's what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, when you're on the front lines, you see how women actually are, man. Like, this is crazy, man. Yeah, Brené was a decorated runner, you know. To give you an idea of how fast this chick was, when I first started running track, 10th grade year, my first mile was 5:30. Brené, that same year, she ran a 5:06 mile. So there was a point in time where she was faster than me. Now, Brené had been running since she was like 5, so she had 10 years of experience over me. Later that year, I ran a 4:55. So by the end of that, by the time we got the nationals, she wasn't faster than me. But I wouldn't have guessed that a chick who's outside, decorated with accolades, I wouldn't think that she would be like that. But yeah, a picture's worth 1,000 words, man. I'm scrolling through Facebook one day, and her voice said, check Brene's pictures. And then I saw she snuck by and took a picture of me and said, hanging out with Chris. Like, bro, like we were hanging out, but yeah, she never told me she took that picture. Exactly, Electro. It depends, Cube. It depends. The 1 year that I went to college, there was a chick who would like sit to like the corner of me and she would like stare at me every day. Um, One day she randomly decided to start talking to me. She asked me some bullshit about like notes or whatever. I knew she just wanted to talk to me. And then we really started talking because so there was a girl named Dominique who she kept asking to braid my hair. I said no. She was like, let me braid your hair. I'm like, no. She's like, come on, let me braid your hair. I'm like, no. Come on, let me braid your hair. I'm like, you're going to keep asking until I say, yeah, aren't you? She's like, yeah, so just let me braid it. So she does the braids. The braids come out horrible. After she's done, she's like, I think I did a good job for my first time. And I'm like, this was your first time doing somebody's hair? So the braids were bad. Went to school the next day. The same chick, right? The chick, the college chick who was staring at me. She's like, do you want me to fix those for you? I'm like, is that noticeable? And she's like, yeah. So she fixed them. She actually knew what she was doing. So yeah, we started talking, hanging out. And then one day we were talking about something. I said something about people staring. And then she was like, yeah, I stare at you all the time. So it depends. Some women watch you and they will eventually say something. Other women watch you and they'll like do stuff to get you to try to talk to them. The chick who kept hitting me with her book bag was an example of this because she was clearly trying to get me to say something to her, which if I ever see her again, I'm going to say something now because you snuck by and took a picture of me. So I'm going to say something now, but you know, she did more than that as well, but so it depends. Some chicks will directly start speaking to you. Other chicks will kind of like do something to get you to speak to them first, like fucking sit behind you and start hitting you with the book bag and shit. So. That's what I'm saying, Jarvis. He had 3 he could have picked fights were, but he only picked one with me because the other 3 aren't as bad and they're angels compared to a devil like me. I don't even know how to say that guy's name. Pixlex. I'm gonna just call you PX. Yeah, shout out to Mr. PX. Anyways, the stream is longer than I wanted it to be, way longer. But it was a good stream, I think. I gave some people free lunch that, but I mean, whatever, right? Whatever. To wrap this stream up, man, don't be a hypocrite, bro. But as long as you follow that morality shit, you're going to be a hypocrite because morals tell you to do things that contradict natural law. And what you naturally desire is always going to physically manifest one way or another. Don't be surprised that after we get Triple Q to show us what he looks like, don't be surprised if you see this guy on the news someday. What he desires is going to physically manifest one way or another. He's now Triple Q is gonna type. He's gonna type. Oh, right. He's gonna say what he usually says. So, I'm glad I listened to my inner voice and didn't ban him the day that he said um, that he defends the three guys because they aren't as bad as me. But yeah, it was fun. Shout out to Masuo. Shout out to Cube Diamonds. Shout out to Cube Dimensions. Shout out to everybody who participated. Um, and yeah, I think this came out way better than when I tried to make videos talking about the subject. Um, Triple Q always ties more than you, Jarvis. Triple Q is my most active commenter. Like the other dude says, he comments on every video, spamming the "I gotta destroy," just you know, right, the usual shit. Um, but yeah, man, I'm gonna end the stream. It doesn't look like they're gonna call me back about my tire anytime soon, so fuck it. I mean, I don't need a car to go to the lake. The lake is like a mile. It's not even a mile. The lake is like, yeah, because the lake is like 4 blocks down. So I'll probably jog to the lake. I'll do 2 laps because that's 2.6 miles. So stack it with me jogging to the lake. Yeah, I'll just modify the run. So yeah, I'm gonna do my run. I'm gonna do my stretching, and I'm gonna eat my salmon. And then if they still haven't called me about my tire, I'm going to call them and be like, hey, man, what's up with my tire? Now, yeah, I was late for my appointment. I did oversleep. I get it. But still, God damn it. Zamasu watching go. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. And the funny thing is, Triple Q's favorite character is Zamasu. So, but yeah, man. I shall catch you guys in the next video, next stream, next post, whatever the fuck I decide to do. Peace.